Hello everyone and welcome to the evening session on day 2 of the Snooker World Championship. We've had plenty of drama over the first 5 sessions so far. The defending champion is gone, 3 players are safely through to the second round and 1 or 2 matches remain precariously placed. So let's bring you right up to date with the current state of play. And here's what's happened so far on this first Sunday at the Crucible. Joe O'Connor is 7-2 up against his good friend and mentor Mark Selby. Jack Jones safely through to the second round. Quarter-finalist here last year. Sean Murphy 6-3 up against Liu Haotian. And Judd Trump also has safely booked his passage into the second round. Tonight we've got Ali Carter against Steve Maguire and Tom Ford against Ricky Walton. Delighted to have the 7-time world champion Stephen Hendry alongside me, beaming this evening. It's been a lot of fun so far over the first couple of days, Stephen. Who's impressed you today?
I think Judd was impressive. Not his brilliant best, but that's not what he wants in the first round. The first round's all about getting through it, getting into that second round. Now it's 3-session matches. A very dangerous opponent in Hossein Vafai, so he'd be delighted to get through that comfortably.
Well, one thing I've heard lots of former champions talk about is how important it is to find your game here at the Crucible. Jack Jones clearly loves it here. Last year, Crucible debutant, and he got through to the quarterfinals. Very impressive in his first round match. Yeah,
I thought Zhang Anda might have a strong tournament, but different situation for Zhang this year. He's a seed, so the pressure's on you, you're expected to win. But Jack Jones, you're right, pedigree here, he loves it.
It is interesting when people come here and they find that little bit of something. Joe O'Connor against Mark Selby. Everyone thought, OK, well, both players, 2-2 after the first 4 frames. Mark Selby might take control. But what Joe O'Connor did from there to the end was hugely impressive.
Very, very much so. Mark Selby, one of the favourites probably in a lot of people's eyes. Didn't play well in the last tournament, the Tour Championship. Didn't come in probably with a lot of confidence, and 7-2 behind won't help that.
Well, Joe O'Connor, of course, is the only debutant in the lineup. That was a very impressive start against his fellow Leicestershire man, Mark Selby. We're going to concentrate now, though, on the match between Ali Carter and Stephen Maguire. That match is currently living up to all the pre-match hype.
Now, looking at the first round draw here, maybe a match that's really standing out because they're 2 really fiery characters is Ali Carter against Stephen Maguire. It's got all the ingredients to be a really tasty one.
A wonderful way to start the match. Break of 93 in the first, and there's the century. And he takes an early lead at 2-0.
It's had a bit of everything. Maguire started really well, a couple of centuries, and then Carter dug in.
As you look. Treble. Treble. That'll do. 2 frames each.
The 2 of them are quite combustible characters, aren't they? We saw Maguire showing his passion when he punched the table.
Oh, he's missed the pink. Oh, and there you go. There's the frustration. He knows that could be very, very costly.
I love to see emotion in sport. I mean, that's what makes us all human, doesn't it? And creates the drama here in the Crucible. So I say more fist pumps, more banging. Let's have it.
And it goes.
7 on the frame.
Yeah, so Sunday evening, you know, 5-4, isn't it, to Carter? First to 10. It's really wonderfully poised, isn't it? And I couldn't pick a winner at this stage. I'm sure it might go to a last frame decider as well.
I think everybody was expecting this to be a close one. 5-4 to Ali Carter so far, Stephen. But for Stephen Maguire, this is a huge match when you consider the fact that he very rarely in the past had to qualify for this event. He's done it this year. Said he hated having to do it last year.
I still find it surprising to actually see him as a qualifier, because when he first came on the scene, I thought he was going to be a world champion at least once. He had everything he needed to be a top player. He is having to qualify. It was probably one of the toughest draws you could get these couple of weeks. Ali Carter's done very well. Showed how well he's playing actually the last couple of seasons, Ali Carter, his experience of that success he's had.
Yeah, Ali Carter, obviously twice a finalist here. He started, well, Steve Maguire started really well with breaks of 93, 114. Ali Carter, with that experience here, got into his rhythm quite comfortably after that. Yeah,
as I say, he's played really well the last couple of seasons, Ali Carter. He's got back into the top rankings of the game, so you would expect him to have an answer to what Steve Maguire produced, but it's still anyone's match.
What about Tom Ford against Ricky Walden? Obviously, Ricky Walden's searching for the form that got him here to the semi-final 11 years ago. Yeah,
Tom Ford's a very underrated player. When he's on his game, scores very, very heavily, and he's a handful for anyone.
He is. Tom Ford, of course, is trying to win his first match at the Crucible. The man in the picture next to him won his first match at the Crucible last year and then went on to win the title. That, of course, Luca Brissell, who sadly is not with us anymore. Tom Ford against Ricky Walden will also be taking place this evening. And, of course, we'll be focusing on the match between Ali Carter and Stephen Maguire. That is going to be a cracker. Those two, of course, having previously met in the semi-finals back in 2012. It's time to get the players out onto the arena, so let's join Rob Walker.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's the climax of a brilliant opening weekend of action at the Kazoo World Snooker Championship. So far, one top seed is through, but two others have tumbled. This is a stage where nerves can fray and reputations count for nothing. Time to find out who will be joining Gilbert, Jones and Trump in the second round. It's showtime here in Sheffield. Please welcome a player making his 10th appearance at the Crucible, 11 years after that epic run to the semis. He produced a vital century at the end of the session yesterday. To stay in touch, can the three-time ranking event winner keep it going? Here comes Ricky Walden. His opponent, seeded here for the first time in 5 visits after 2 decades as a pro, 4 frames away from a maiden match win on the Crucible stage. International Championship finalist this season. Some say there's a passing resemblance between us, so please give it up for the exceptionally handsome Tom Ford. Now to a player bidding for a 10th appearance in the second round. He finished the first session with a vital half-century to close the gap. Twice a semi-finalist here, winner of 6 ranking titles in all. He will be fired up tonight. Here comes Stephen the Maverick Maguire. And finally, to a player of immense tenacity on the table. Twice a World Championship runner-up. 5 frames away from a 14th second-round appearance. Twice a major finalist this season. Flying high and back in the world's top 10. Here comes the captain, Ali Carter.
But don't forget that you can watch Tom Ford and Ricky Walden on the BBC iPlayer and website and Red Button. But it's the captain, Ali Carter, and Stephen Maguire for us, as it is.